Hi everyone, welcome. I put out a little poll asking what people would like to see on my YouTube channel. I am at 800 subscribers, which is very exciting. And to get to my goal, I decided to put out a poll and see what people wanted to see, and skin and hair was a big one. So for this video, I am going to do this cute page. This is Anastasia Koldareva, and this is an older page of hers. It's from 2019. It is a freebie. If I can, I will try to link it down below if I can find the link for it. It is really old, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to track it down. But yes, so these are the skin tones I've been practicing and kind of plotting. I have a lot of skin tones, but I don't have a sheet for them. I just kind of know them and play with them myself. So I went ahead and started this just as an idea. I'm going to add some other brands of pencils and eyeshadow, and I have Arctic's skin tone markers too. So this is just kind of a beginning idea, but because I didn't have them wrote down to show you what I was going to work with, I figured I'd better do a couple. So I'm probably going to do these two for tonight, the two lighter ones. This is an example of a darker, and she's coming along great. So if you want to see any other medias, let me know and I can work on that. But for this video, I'm going to go ahead and start with an easier one. I did pick one that had a little bit of grayscale in it, just because the grayscale will kind of help you know where to put your colors, and I will show you that as I go. So my girl is going to be very light. I want her light. So she is going to be Nectar. That is not Nectar. She's going to be Nectar, Salmon Pink, and Light Peach. And if you want to add more colors to that, you can. Totally up to you what kind of fleshy tone you're going for. This is the very basics, and then I usually go in and add detail with eyeshadow or other things as needed. So to start off with her, I'm going to take my darkest color, Nectar, and I'm going to look everywhere the artist has shaded the darkest. Very light. Skin is layers. It is not a one and done. It is a lot of layers and a lot of repeating. And I think that's where a lot of people struggle, is they want to put down one layer and blend it and be done. And it's kind of just not how skin works. And it has taken me a long time to figure that out as well, that you have to slow down and use your layers. Alright, so, and if you see a spot that you think should be darker and the artist hasn't put in shading or anything like that, do it anyway. Use your own artistic freedom and just kind of shade where you think the shading would go. So I'm going to shade a little bit out just to give that elbow a little bit of dimension. And then I'm going to go up this arm. Very light. And we want to leave that nice light fuzzy edge because we don't want any streaks in our skin. We want nice flawless skin. Okay, we're gonna just kind of follow these dark lines that were put in right here of her hand. Same up here by her fingers. The bottom of her finger is going to be darker. Same with the palm. Make sure we're leaving fuzzy everywhere. And you can always tone that down if you need to, so I wouldn't worry about it being too dark right off. The light peach will really lighten everything up. So, another tricky thing with skin tones is sometimes the colors look weird. These two colors I would never have expected to go together, but when you get them in nice light layers and blend them, then they really show nicely. Okay, so her face is going to be one of the trickier things, so we're going to go through it nice and slow. Okay, just like we are putting on makeup, so I'm going to make sure I'm centered here. And so we know this is the shadow of her face against his. She's got a little shadow under her eyebrow. The trick to doing face and highlights is if you were to hold a flashlight under your chin and see where the light hits, those are your light spots. And so this will be dark because the light will not hit here. It will hit your chin, your nose, your forehead. Just like. Okay, we're gonna, sorry, try not to turn too much. I'll turn my arm here. Okay, I'm gonna add a little of this. It will probably be hidden when I add the hair in, but for now I want that there. Just kind of helps me place things. Okay, it's a little shadowed right here from her tucking her arm up under her lip. Right here. And her nose. And I am going to bring this down right beside her eye, the shadow of the nose. Same right here, just a little. I'm going to come around the curve of this nose. Nice and light, very light. Okay, I am not going to do her eyelids for the simple fact that I'm going to add eyeshadow to her, so that is not a big thing for me. But if you want her to be bare and natural, then you would follow the same. You would fill right here in with your dark, and the light would be right in the middle where the light hits the highest point of the eyelid. Alright, so just lightly making sure I have all my blending in. I'm not touching the top of her shoulder because that's going to be a high point where the light hits down the arm. I'm going to darken just a little. Come out a little lighter. Okay. So I think that's good for a first layer. And then we'll come in with our second color, which is salmon pink. And we are just going to lightly, small circular motions because we want to blend them together. We're going to go over the whole thing. And she's going to look a little orangey, but the pink will really dim it down. So we're going to go ahead and blend. And get lighter as we go toward the middle of the face. Same. And I'm going to go under her eyelid, and what I'm doing with this is I'm creating that little bit of cheekbone where her blush or highlight might be. Same with this eye. And just creating. And this is kind of a good way to make sure they're even and centered, that one side isn't bigger than the other. And this is really only if you are creating a highlight like this in her cheek right here, this nice highlight spot. It's a good way to create them even, or if you're adding blush. Otherwise it's not such a big deal. But, okay, now we're going to follow through all the way down here. So everywhere we have that dark pink, I am not doing him in the same skin tone. I want him to have his own skin tone because I don't feel like anybody is really the exact same. So I want to make him a little darker, a little tanner, so that they really stand out against each other. We have a lot of skin together in one picture and I want it to stand apart. So that is why I'm not coloring him along at the same time. I'm going to pull his own set of colors for him. Okay, I'm going to come down this arm right here. And in these bigger spots, I haven't really blended. it together yet. I'm just kind of laying down the color. Make sure I get my proportions right here. And I can already tell you I'm going to need a little more of this down the front of her arm. Because it is just looking a little flat over there. Okay. So small circles. Now the fingers, we're gonna look at it like it was our hand, so we can see where the darker spots in our hands are, and we're gonna follow. So we're gonna, this bottom half of the finger is gonna be darker, and this palm, the crack of this one, and then we're gonna come off this line we put in. Little dark spot for her knuckle. I will probably come back with a dark and put a couple lines in those knuckles, but we're going to come down this one. This is a finger right here. And then that way we are kind of keeping the same flow of things here. Her fingers won't stand out weird, be a different color, more peachy or anything than any of the rest of her. Okay. I'm just making sure everything is gonna blend nice here. Okay, here's where the magic happens. So, light peach, and yes, it does take quite a bit. If you have a colorless blender, which I do, I'm going to sharpen this real quick. I had to dig out a brand new one. It's great for the little spots, but I mostly like to blend with the pencils. So I'm going to start fingers, and I'm going to turn a little bit so I can get in here. I'm just going to repeatedly go over all those colors and blend them. If these streaks in the hand are looking weird to you or too big, this is a good time to fix them with the light color. Lighten them up if you need to. I think we're doing okay. Another option for blending skin is to roughly color it all in and use Gamsol. Gamsol does work well for large areas of skin like this if you're not doing a little. And you can see I'm kind of got a line right there, and I will be fixing that. But I am going to go ahead and get all my light in while I have it out. Still trying to keep it nice and smooth. I'm just doing nice little circles where the colors meet, just to pull it all together here. Like I said, I will go back and fix this line a little, but I'm going to go ahead and make sure everything is nice and evenly coated first. Okay. And there we have an arm down. So I'm going to do the same thing bringing this light color all the way up to the tip. So when I get the colors in her face, it will look like the sun is gleaming off her shoulder here. And this is why I said skin is a lot of layers, because if you're not happy with the looks of this, you can go in, add another layer of everything and make it a shade darker or almost want to add a tattoo to her arm. It's just a big empty space. But I won't, not for this video anyway. Alright. I'm going to do this last large section and then we will go in on the face. The face, I will pull a black pen, a black pencil. Not sure what color I'm going to do eyeshadow or lips yet, so I might leave those for a minute until I get her hair color in. Okay. Gotta make sure I blend this real good. I don't want her to look too boxy. I want it very natural feeling. But I will show you, if you are getting lines or anything, just lightly take this and it will blend beautifully over that peach and kind of help. Get rid of those lines a little bit. And then you will just go back over it with your, I do think I want a little bit, and I picked up blue somewhere. One second, I think. Not sure where I set my eraser. Pull this. I'm not sure where my electric eraser is, but I just have one little spot right here to fix. Working. 1 second. Alright, found the eraser and moving on. So I am going into the face now, so I'm going to sharpen my pencil. I'm going to start down here, the darkest spot. Make sure I get around these lips. We want to blend that shadow in on the nose. And so here, like I said, if you want blush, you can add pink in, or you can go back and do it later with chalks or eyeshadows, or you could even probably go over it with a little bit of pink pencil. Blending around this eye. Alright, so we are just going to blend her nose. And her forehead. Really happy with her, how she turned out so far. Okay, so he is going to be the same concept, just a little bit different colors. So he's going to be pumpkin orange, peach, and then light peach. And if it looks like we're blending too much, I might add another color to him. But we're gonna start with that and see. So I'm gonna sharpen this a little, and I'm gonna do the same thing. This is a darker color, and you do not want any streaks with this color. So very light. Butterfly kiss. Now I'm going to put a light line around her hand because I want the little bit of shadow feel where she's touching him. Following his jawline, I really want that jaw to stand out. I'm going to shade very lightly right along here. This is his collarbone. Okay, this side of his face is going to be darker, just like hers where they're touching. He's going to have the same shadow beside his nose, under his eye. Now he is not going to wear eyeshadow, so I'm going to follow what she has put in for dark. I'm going to make sure I get all his forehead here. Ears, very important. Okay, and I am going to add just a little line. So he has some jawbone structure there. Okay. This is very easy to tell, so everywhere she has this dark shade on his arm is going to be this. This is burnt ochre. Pumpkin orange works great for skin too. I just wanted him a little bit tanner. Right here is going to be the darkest. Coloring his knuckles a little bit. Same thing we kind of did on her hand. I want his to look a little rougher and not as smooth. Okay, we're going to come down this way on the inside of the arm now. And I'm just going to shade the same way she did, the inwards motion. Alright, so just looking to make sure everywhere she shaded, I shaded. And I think that looks pretty good. Alright, oh, I'm off camera, sorry. Alright, we're going to come in with our next color, which is the peach. We're going to go right over the top. Lead that like broke off but didn't want to completely leave, I guess, hanging on there. I hope everyone's spring is going well. We had like 2 days where we were 60 degrees and then now all of a sudden it's snowing and we're below zero again, so happy March, I guess. I'm gonna go around this little line I added in his face because I want to keep it. I want to keep that feel of his jawbone. Structures. Same thing. Okay, I think that's everything for the top of his face. Just want to make sure I don't have any lines standing out too much. Oh, I forgot his ear. I am horrible about ears. It seems like no matter what I'm coloring, fairies, anything, I always leave out one ear on somebody. Okay, I'm going to turn a little. Actually, I'm going to start this way. Go right up under his shirt. I'm going to keep that same downward motion. We're just going to bring it out a little further. And this will have a shape to it when we're done for the light part. Just building up as we go. Coming down the other side now. Making sure we're hitting all that dark. We want to be a little careful around this elbow. We don't want to give it too much of this medium color because we do want the light to stand out and make it look like his elbow is bending. Okay, and this section right here, I did not put the burnt ochre. I'm going straight in with this color just because I want it to feel darker to lighter, going downwards. Keep turning a little. Just trying not to turn too much, but I turn when I color. It's just how it has to be, I think. I try not to, but I just can't get the angles I need. And I feel like it doesn't look right if I don't do it right. Alright, so we're going to make sure we got that in there nice and light everywhere. Make sure we have a nice light blend right here. Alright, and then we're going to go in with the same light peach. We'll start down here. So he has the same base of skin, the light peach. So it'll pull them together. We don't have 6 different colors, but he has that little bit of tone of darker color in him. So they still look separate. Okay. Up the arm. Oh, this pencil. I've never had a pencil have so much different pigment in it. And I know it's not because I've been coloring with it this whole time and haven't touched black. Stuff is falling on me. Alright, we're going to erase this little line that just came out of this pencil. I'm going to look and make sure there's still more